How to make 80% plus more profit on your next wholesale deal. It's Rick Ginn here with Flip with Rick, and you heard me right. I'm going to show you my exact strategy I use in my wholesaling operation today to net 80% plus profit from what I did 3 years ago. But before we get started, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the absolute best free information on wholesaling on the internet today. 80% more per wholesaling deal. Yes, it's 100% accurate, and I'm going to walk you through the steps and procedures I've implemented in my business to get this 80% plus more in profit. So the first step in gaining that 80% plus in profits in your wholesale deals is focusing on the right list. So many of you wholesalers are doing the wrong lists, and it doesn't matter. If you have the wrong list of prospects, it doesn't matter what you do. It's not going to work. It's like going and fishing in a pond where there's absolutely no fish. We want to go to the place where we can find the most motivated sellers. And in my 20 years of wholesaling, I will tell you, I have found the list that yield the most profit. And guys, there's no secret. I actually give this away for free. The number one niche list to gain the highest percentage in profit on a wholesale deal. You ready for this? It's probates. How do I know this? I have all the data to prove it. My probate deals on average earn $60,000 plus on every wholesale I do in my business today. Guys, that's today. That's right now. If you guys aren't doing probates, you are missing probably the best, most highly profitable list available. Behind probates, I would quickly add any type of government or county appointed list, pre-foreclosures, foreclosures, evictions, divorces, anything where a court has to get involved to facilitate the sale of the real estate asset. Anything that puts someone where they have to sell is going to make them a likely motivated seller. In the case of probates, it's the perfect storm. These are typically houses the family's owned a long time. They need a lot of repairs, and the best part is most of them are vacant and they're owned by absentee owners. If you're not utilizing these niche lists, it's probably one of the reasons you're not striking that 80% plus more in profits. So start with your niche list today. The second method I use to increase that 80% wholesale deal margin is the go for no method. I teach this at freewholesaling.com. It's a 100% course we give away for free. I have nothing to sell you. And here's how it works. Is so many wholesalers are so eager to get properties under contract that they want to get that yes as fast as possible. I'm here to tell you, you need to reverse your psychology and do it the opposite way. You want to get an initial no. Wait a minute, Rick. I thought we're in this business to get contracts. Correct. You need to get that property under contract for the right price so you can easily sell your contract. The number one complaint I see in this business is, I can't sell my deal. The reason you can't sell your contract is because you paid too much for it. So the biggest cure to that is going for a no. And let me walk you through how this works. Going for a no allows the seller to reject you, but gives them permission to give you feedback on what number is going to work. The whole goal of go for no is to get to their bottom line number by having your seller give it to you, not me giving it to the seller. You have to understand that difference because it's powerful. And this first hit me about 8 or 9 years ago when I made an offer on a property. I was in a rush and one of my acquisitions needed help with it. I went out there, I made an offer. I thought it was a really low offer, and the guy stuck his hand out and shook my hand, was so excited and so happy. And I learned right there, I probably could have got the property for about $30,000 or $40,000 less. And I had this sinking pit in my stomach. I said, I will never, ever do this again. I didn't go for the no because I was in a rush and I just didn't take the time to find out what the seller's needs were. Here's how a go for no is. The whole idea of a go for no, it's not a low ball offer. It's just a low offer to stimulate a response from your seller, hopefully getting their bottom line number and any more details you need to put a win-win offer together. So let me show you how it goes. Mr. Seller, do you have a number in mind you're looking just to get rid of this property? And a lot of times they're going to go blank on you, okay? So when they go blank and you don't want to give an offer and you need to get an offer from them, here's a great technique called go for no. So Mr. Seller, listen, I've thought about it. I get it. You don't kind of have a number. What if I just offered you I don't know, like 50 grand. I mean, is that something you're even interested in? I have some liquid cash available. And then I just shut up. And you're going to get one or two responses. You ready? Either going to say, Rick, you're absolutely crazy and you might want to consider getting out of my home. And here's your response to that. No, I was just kind of throwing out a number there to see what was going to stick, to see what you were thinking. Or number two is going to happen. Listen, Rick, I can't do 50, but like I've talked over my wife, our bottom line number is 70. We're not going below 70. Either way, I'm going to elicit a response from the seller and try to find out what their true bottom line number is. Here's the key is, I don't give it, you don't give it, you've got to get it from your seller. The best technique for doing this is offering the go for no. Get an initial no. And it's counterintuitive what you taught. We're always taught to get a yes, but if you don't get that no, you're not going to get your property for the lowest contract price, which makes it super simple to sell your contract. And it is a lot of fun when you get the right price on it. The other way you guys are doing it is you get that initial yes, you overpay for the property, and then your buyers come back and give you the feedback and they give you the no. With my method, you're going to get the no from your seller so you can get that right contract price so you can easily sell your contract. I promise you, it's much easier to have that difficult conversation up front than trying to come back and ask for a price reduction because you were so eager to get a yes on that contract. Guys, the go for no is huge, and it's probably one of the biggest steps I get to do 80% more plus in profits on my wholesale deals, and you guys need to utilize this strategy in your next deal. Okay, the next one is understanding how to have the conversation with the seller. And here's the simple rule. It should be 75-25. That's your rule. You're the 25%, 75% has to come from your seller. And I'm talking about communication. Your communication is about walking them down a path to get as much information as possible to structure an offer that wins, okay? Wins for you and wins for your seller. If your seller's not talking 75% of the time, it means you're overselling your deal. And as a wholesaler, if you talk too much, you are now chasing your prospect, the motivated seller. They're less likely to give you a better price. That's just how it works. So here's the rule. 75-25. 75% of the conversation should come from your seller, and that should be all the information you need. 25% from you. If you find your numbers going higher, meaning you're talking 70-80% of the time, you're working way too hard on the deal and you got to stop talking as much. Ask me how I know this. Here's a simple rule to keep you in check. Once you start seeing yourself going over the number, I want you to remind yourself of this. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. And if you constantly remember that, is you have to take in more information than you put out to structure an incredible wholesale deal. You can't do it if you're talking the whole time. So 75-25 will help you so much in getting towards that 80% plus profits on your next wholesale deal. Okay, so the next one I want you to understand is what we teach at freewholesaling.com. It's called the volley method. And this is another technique you can use to elicit a response from your motivated seller to get the absolute lowest price. So we always teach you that you want to get a price from your seller. Well, what do I do when my seller won't give me a price? Guys, it happens all the time. And it's actually becoming more and more apparent. I want you to use the volley method, and it goes simply like this. The whole goal of the volley method is to elicit a response from your seller to get more information to put a deal together. So we don't want to give a price. Your seller doesn't want to give a price. It's up to you to invoke a conversation to initiate it. So here's how we do it. And it's really simple. It's so simple, it's like childish. But let me share it to you, and it works like magic. Hey, Mr. Seller, what's the price you need to get this property sold? Like, what is the number you need? And here's what they go, well, Rick, I thought about it. You know what? I'm just lost. I have no idea. You're the professional. Can you just make me an offer and can you help us out with this? Mr. Seller, I know you don't know exactly what the price is, but you got an idea what you need to get rid of this thing? Shut up, okay? Here's what happens. After you, the wholesaler, can overcome 2 objections, your sellers will typically melt. Most people do not have the stamina to overcome more than 2 objections at a time. 70% of the time, if you can overcome the 2 objections, and by the way, there's only 5 objections you'll ever get in wholesaling. Go to freewholesaling.com. I'll show you exactly how to deal with each one of them. You have to overcome the objections. So we use the volley method. So I asked him, he didn't have a response. I volleyed back, said, listen, I know you don't know, but if you did know, what would that number be? It's simply as that. All we are is rephrasing the question and giving them permission to give us more information so we can put a deal together. So he comes back, he goes, Rick, honestly, I don't know. Like, it hurts my brain to even think about it. And I'm going to go back. Here we go, okay? Instead of just giving up and being quiet, Mr. Seller, I get it. You don't know the exact number, and I appreciate it for you. But in the perfect world, if you had to guess, just give me a ballpark figure what you and your wife need to do to get this property sold so we can all move on and help you out with this situation. And shut up what will initially probably happen is like, listen, Rick, I can't take anything less than $80,000. I just can't. My wife will kill me. She'll throw me up. Now, I will tell you this. When I hear them spit out a number, that's my starting point. I know I'll never pay more than that, and I know I'm going to go down from there. By using the volley method, it allows you to ask permission for your seller to give you a price, even if they don't know it. And once you keep volleying it back and forth, guys, it's not like I have this incredible data base of information to deal with every objection. Objections are pretty straightforward, but they just don't want to give you the number. They have the number. I promise you they have the number. Now you need to give them permission to give you more information so you can answer that number. Okay, last but not least, this last strategy is what's going to put you over that 80% plus to increase your wholesale deals. So many wholesalers do not qualify your cash buyers. What do I mean by that? Meaning you have 500, 1,000, I don't know, 1,500 people in your cash buyers base. And the reality is there's probably less than 75 of those people are real cash buyers. How do I prevent that, Rick? It's like, sounds like a huge waste of time. When you get an intake on your cash buyers, take 1 or 2 minutes, either you, a VA, or somebody on your team, and call them and go by order of importance of the question. Remember, you're not selling them on anything. You need to get a proof of funds, find out if they're qualified to buy the property, see if they're a rehabber, a landlord, whatever they're doing, and see what type of properties they want. Once you do that, when a deal comes in, you can then take your deal to your cash buyers and you can get a bidding war going. So if you find 2 or 3 highly qualified cash buyers and you go, listen, give me your highest and best, and you get it, that will typically get you an extra 10 to 20% on your deal. The only way you can do that is pre-vet them, okay? If I send this out to a list of 1,000 people, you're just wasting your time. You need to get down to that 40 or 50 cash buyers and find the 1 or 2 that are ready right now to compete. A combination of all these strategies I just taught you will push your wholesale profit deals up over 80% plus on what you're doing now. How do I know this? Because this is what me and Zach are doing in our business today. And if you will implement these strategies, you will blow up your profits. You will double, triple, if not quadruple your current wholesale profits. Guys, let me know in the comments. Are you implementing these strategies so you can yield 80% plus more in profits in your wholesaling business? Do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button to continue to receive the absolute best information on wholesaling today from myself and Zach. Guys, this is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video.